Whoops. Yo, what's up, Dragon? Hey, Mom. I'm glad you like this game. I like this game, too. I also turned my my mic volume up a little bit because a bunch of people were saying it sounds too quiet when I'm streaming. So, let me know if my voice sounds a little louder. I can turn it up a little more. Well, I guess your sister's just gonna miss out now, isn't she? Ha 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 ha. I also noticed that I've moved my mic further away from me, so I'm moving it closer too. Maybe that'll help. She's gonna hate that she did. Too bad! I'm not gonna wait. Brake performance and the gearbox shifts roughly. Sounds good so far? Awesome. Thank you. Alright, that's bad brakes. Nasty pads and a vented disc. Those pads don't look so bad. That disc does. Where's the ABS system? Ah, yeah, that's jacked up too. That's gonna have to come out of there. Those brakes look bad. I mean pads, specifically. Whoops. Okay. So there's all that. Let's go ahead and take out the module as well. That's definitely got to be replaced. So why today may work for whatever reason you're not telling me, all I can say is it's date related. Okay? Well then I guess I'll have to stream tomorrow too. I don't want to go there. I want to go here. Brakes. I need a module. I didn't even look at what else I really needed. I should probably have done that. I didn't even sell this stuff. Okay. Rim Chapman. Let me sell that. So I need two pads, and two vented discs. I already bought one of those. Two brake pads. Two brake ventilated. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Okay. Raise it back up. No. Yes. Not gonna put my brand new caliper on there. You didn't need it. Your calipers are fine. New ventilated disc. Brand new brake pads. There we go. Just had to zoom out, that's all. Okay, so now the brakes should be done, right? Yeah, brakes are all done. Gearbox shifts rough. Let's get up underneath there and look at the gearbox. Oh, to remove the gearbox I have to take out the drive shaft, which means I have to take the tires off again. Whoops! Should have paid closer attention to that. That off. Front wheel hub comes out of there. Alright. Actually, I didn't have to take off that front wheel hub, but that's okay. Nope. Okay, now I can take out the drive shaft, which will get me over to the gearbox. Starter has to come out from the engine bay. Ow! Oh, wow. Yeah, alright, that's a problem. Alright. So... I'm gonna need a clutch, a flywheel, and then all three Did you get that? Flywheel, and all three pieces of the clutch. Jesus. I could not get that word out. Not in like a complete sentence, at least. Jeez. Yep, that's all the pieces. Okay. Flywheel, clutch plate, clutch pressure plate, and then the little other thing, the bearing. Alright, I'm gonna slap the gearbox back on there. Put in that front drive shaft. Put that one in. Reattach the brakes. Whoops, that is the wrong one. I didn't realize I had a brand new one of those. Where's the other drive shaft? Oh, I've got to install the bearing. Sorry, I was all like, there's a drive shaft needed. It's kind of important. Lower it back down. I remember, we have to put the starter back in. It's kind of important. It's kind of needed to start the car. It's weird how that works. That's what I tell people when they complain that their computer doesn't work because they don't have electricity. And then I'm like, it's a funny thing about electronics. They require electricity. It's almost like they named it that way on purpose. I don't get it at all. Wait, that car's done now, isn't it? Hey. Awesome. Alright, let's sell everything that's not at 100%, because it's just going to come back to bite me in the ass later. Cool. What do we got here? Okay. Hello, it's me again. It seems the trip was a little too much for me, not to mention my car that lost a little weight. I talked with people from the salon and learned a bit. Please do what you can so I can drive my car again. By the way, as they said at the salon, it's all because I had the wrong tires. So please mount some off-road tires. In 2 weeks, I'm riding through Siberia. It's the same guy bringing his car back. It's probably trashed again. Well, I mean, it's not so bad. His tires are wrecked. His engine is a mess. Oh my god. Right side mirror is missing? Oh, it is! Would you look at that? Alright, I tell you what, you get on the... Actually, no, you're gonna have to wait. I'm sorry. I can't jump you in the line. That's rude. Also, there was a patch recently, so they didn't say that they fixed pretty much anything that was broken, but they said they added parts that were missing. So I think those parts that I would select and they would show a white box and just a weird random code, I think they fixed those. Tapping from the engine bay, poor brake performance, car is loud. Gotcha. Tapping from the engine bay. Could be a lot of things. Well, you know what? We'll leave the engine bay to the end. Brake performance and car is loud. That's relatively easy to find. What's wrong with this thing? Lots of stuff. Let's run some tests. Do you have an OBD? You do. That's a surprise. Nothing too bad there. Let's do the electronic tester. Nothing under 50% there. Okay. Yeah, global parts condition 49%. Alright, so anything under 49% it's not really going to care about. What kind of car is this? Emden Lutz GT. We're going to take this out on the test track. Yeah, it is. It's like Lutz.
Yeah, it just...
Because I think it's Polish.
Yeah.
Or something.
It's just hearing it without looking at it, it just sounds like...
Oh, I'm fancy with the Lutz. I like it Lutz. Also, I don't speak foreign languages, so if it's Polish, I could still be horribly mispronouncing it. Hi to all my Polish fans out there. I know, right? English is difficult enough. Dragon, do you know how to pronounce that word? You're in Europe? Yeah. You're in Europe. Europe is Poland. Poland is Europe. It's all the same thing, right? There's only like 2 languages over there anyway. The only one that matters is English. Oh! Because Denmarkian is a garbage language, right? Yo, what's up, Skid? Sorry, did I scare you?
Huh?
Did I scare you?
No, I was burping.
Oh. I said, what's up, Skid? And then you went, oh. So it's like, oops. I might have startled my wifey.
Well, you do that a lot.
That's true. Suspension rattles and clanks. Running gear problems. Car feels loose. There's just all kinds of underneath problems on this thing. Car is loud. Front exhaust section turbo and a catalytic converter. I can fix that real quick. Exhaust. Catalytic converter. Front exhaust section. Turbo. Alright. How you been doing, Skid? What's preventing this? Oh, I forgot to take off the turbocharger. Busy as hell. I bet, dude. Kickstarter stuff, yeah. That's gonna keep you busy. Alright, let's take off this turbocharger. And then we'll take off the turbo exhaust pipe. Did you meet your goal already? Or are y'all still like really, really close? Less than $2,500 away? That's awesome. It's only been going for like maybe a week, I think. So you have plenty of time to make up that last 2,500 bucks. 15. So he's got 2 weeks left. Yeah, that's plenty of time. Alright, fix that problem. Tapping from the engine bay. Brake performance. Well, let's raise it up. We'll do brakes next. Alright, everything was broken on you, wasn't it? Basically. Alright, so we're just going to take apart your front and rear steering completely and see what all's left after that, because that's going to cover like the majority of it. Take that off. Could also be more of these bushings are problematic here. Front sway bar. Actually, that was the inner tie rod. That's the front sway bar. We'll take that off in a second. Here pretty soon they're going to start giving me like detailed engine problems. I can't wait for that. That part was like really fun in 2015. So I get the feeling that it's probably going to be stepping up the interestingness in this version. So there's a lot more individual components. Knuckle out. Let's take out these bushings. Just completely remove your suspension. Alright, that's gone. Let's go to the rear. Looks like the rear is actually where most of the problems are. Ah, gotcha. That off. We'll take the shock absorber out of there. Man, you can just see these bushings on these arms are just trash. Okay, let's take that out. Sorry, we gotta dismantle this first. Getting a head start on some of the Kickstarter bonus stuff that you're gonna end up needing to do? Is that why you're so busy, or are you just catching up on other things? For when you do have to get to do all the Kickstarter stuff. So you have like a backlog of work already done. Bushings out of there. Those are jacked up. Excellent. Okay. So I've completely taken apart the front and rear suspensions. And that does contain all the components I'm gonna need. Okay. We're going to try this. I'm going to try making a list and see if this is actually faster in the long run. Okay. Rubber bushing. Small rubber bushing. See, I'm gonna need second small rubber bushing, sway bar rear end link. Fixing some supper, be right back. Cool, Mom. Another small rubber bushing. 2 more regular rubber bushings. Spring cap. Rear spring. Rear shock absorber cap. That's one of those so far. Rear suspension arm. One. Rear shock absorber A. Wheel hub bearing. I think this might actually be faster because this is what the in-game checklist is for anyway. Small rubber bushing. I need another one of those. Rear knuckle housing A. I need another one of those. Spring cap, absorber cap, and rear spring. Rear bar, sway bar, rear end link. Another one of those. Another rubber and another small rubber. Giggity. Rear suspension upper arm. Those. Another small rubber. Another rear suspension. No, that's just a rear suspension arm. I do already have one of those. Rear shock absorber A. Another one of those. Rear wheel hub. Don't think I had that yet. Nope. Sway bar. Front end link A. Steering rack. Outer tie rod. Wheel hub bearing. I think I've got a brand new one of those, but another outer tie rod. Another wheel hub bearing. Sway bar front end link A. Another one of those. Alright, I have one, two, 3 rubber bushings. A small rubber bushing. I think those are the only things I actually currently own. Alright, cool. Rear knuckle housing A. 2 of those. Rubber bushing. I needed 6, I already have 3. The small one, I needed 6, I already have 1. Sway bar, rear end link. Rear end link. 2 of those. spring cap. Two of those. Rear spring, two of those. Rear shock absorber cap. Two of those. Rear shock absorber A. Two of those. Rear suspension arm. Just one? No, I need two. Wheel hub. Bearing. Rear suspension upper arm. Rear wheel hub. Steering rack. Outer tie rod 2. Wheel hub bearing. I have that written twice. Sway bar front end link A. Sway bar front end link A. How many of those? 2. Welcome back, Mom. Hey, she remembers me. I don't remember her name. I'm sorry. Please don't hit me. She remembers me as Bald Goatee Man, which is awesome. Put that back in there. Yo, what's up, Zill? Hi, Cecilia. This thing's gonna drive like a champ after I'm done with it. Totally fine that she doesn't understand that I can't see her either. That's adorable. Alright, now we'll go back to the other side. Really? Can I look at this? Thanks. That's cool. Yeah, I didn't get that reference, Mom. I'm sorry. It's a Simon and Garfunkel reference. Kind of beyond us.
Trying to say your mom's old.
Never.
When
I would never say that. I would just strongly insinuate.
Like, you didn't know you called my mom elderly.
Oh, I know, right? And I felt so bad. So like, God, old people, they're the, how old is old? I don't know, like 2 years younger than you. Basically what I said.
I think you gave me some age, or you were talking about some customer or something you did, and you said, I don't know, they were like this age. I don't know, they were elderly, and then the age you named was my mom's age.
Yeah. And I
remember
felt
looking at
so
her face,
bad.
she was just like, well, okay then.
Yeah. I felt so bad. I didn't know how old your in all fairness, your mom does not look anywhere near that old.
No, she was young.
But I mean, yeah, I basically just called your mom like really. I literally called your mom elderly. That was the word I used to describe the customer that was her age.
Yeah.
I was all like, elderly. She was decrepit. I'm surprised she didn't die there on the spot. And
Remember that left me saying that she's not young. You're not young.
oh yeah, that's right. You're not young. And then you're like, no, that's not what I meant. I meant something else. Whoops.
We each had our moments.
Freudian slip. Yeah, hello darkness, my old friend. That is such a good song too, though. Alright, so this one is technically getting used rubber bushings put in, but I replaced all the rubber bushings that the game said were bad. So hopefully it likes these. We'll find out. Let's put in the sway bar, the brand new steering rack, outer, or that's the inner tie rod. You're such a sweetie, Matt. I know, right? I don't remember anything else that happened that day. Oh, that shock absorber is good, but the other shock absorber isn't. Okay. I've got to dismantle that other shock absorber. That's one of the things that's still gonna get you every time. I'm gonna leave the tire off for now, just in case. So I'm gonna slap that tire back on there, and then in 30 seconds I'm gonna realize I need to take the tire right back off again. Okay, that's the shock absorber I need to replace. He's an ex-parrot. He has ceased to be. I love that sketch. Hello, Polly! She's like screaming in this bird's ear. There, he moved. No, he didn't. That was you hitting the cage. God, that's so stupid. Alright, so the shock has gotta go back on, but I gotta get it fixed. Front shock absorber cap, and front spring. Front spring, front shock absorber cap, front shock absorber. parts, join parts, all brand new. Alright, reattach the shock absorber. Brand new one. You're welcome. I mean, you're paying me for this, so there's that, I guess. What are we looking at for parts here? That's done, that's done. That list is done. Slap the wheels on here and we're good to go. Get out of here, car. Bing, bing. Did I level? I did. Look at that. I don't get to unlock any of the new stuff until level 15. And I'm currently level 13. So I might as well unlock some of this other stuff. 50% part examination. I can unlock the tablet. 5% more income from finished orders. 100% faster part installation and removal. That's really useful. Okay, look at that. 95% chance to successfully repair parts. Dang. Level 50. 50% increased walking speed. Oh my god, some of these things are amazing. All right, let's do the speed for removing parts. That's useful. All right, you, Mr. Story Car, can get on the lift. Let's pull 2 more vehicles in here, shall we? Dodge Charger. Cannot start the car, loud exhaust. Chieftain Bandit. Repair running gear faults. Knocking coming from the suspension. Fix the body parts. I'll take that one. That looks like an interesting vehicle. Looks like a Firebird or a Thunderbird. Whatever. Words are hard. Katagiri Katsumoto. Looks like a Toyota. Let's take that one. Looks a little small. Looks like a Honda, actually. Alright, cool. This car's next. Let's sell off my junk first. Wait, can I fix any of this? After I sold like a third of it already? Hey, I fixed the lower suspension arm. Alright, cool. $56,000. Awesome. Alright, what's wrong with you? Car's loud. I fixed that. Brake performance and tapping from the engine bay. Let's just take the wheels off. Go ahead and dismantle all the brakes. Replace those, and then we'll check. I don't know, the ABS module looks okay, so I don't think it's that. Looks like brake pads are pretty rough. Put her back to bed. She got pouty. She had to go. Did you give her a little pouty mat? This is what you're being like. I'll show her a picture of that. She woke up, wanted something to drink, and then got grumpy because she was tired still. Because she'd probably only gotten a few hours of sleep. Kids.
I'm still like that.
No, you're not. You're not. No. You're totally fine all the time. 2 brake pads and 2 brake discs. Two pads, 2 discs. On-screen keyboard for the win. Caliper. Slap that wheel back on there. This car's quick and easy. Although that just means I don't get as much experience from completing the job. So you take that with a grain of salt, right? These brakes up front don't look too bad. Itchy nose. What else? Tapping from the engine bay. Super generic. Could be any number of like 100 different things. Which is awesome! Let's run some, let's run some tests. Let's do the compressor test. Nothing there. Electronics? I doubt. Electronics don't normally cause tapping. How about the OBD? Probably not there either. Totally not overpriced. You know it. Alright, so there's a lot of that stuff already examined. Start examining some of these other things. The belts, perhaps? Idle cover. Check these clips. One of these days the game's gonna get me with that. I'm not gonna let it. There's a yellow clip. See? See? They do break. Head cover. Throttle. Huh. Alright, let's start taking some of these smaller things off. 91. $89. Fuel rail is 84. It should be fine. All these ignition coils look fine. Take the head off. That's yellow. Hmm. Radiator seems okay, I think. 86. What about the intercooler? And the lifter. How does it do it? It's entertaining, man. I don't know what to tell you. It just is. It's probably under the timing cover, knowing me. I think there's a couple of rollers under there. It is kind of a puzzle game. Well, that's weird. I mean, I guess it could be a piston, but the compressor test should have told me that. Doesn't the compression tester tell me the pistons? Yeah, piston with Conrads. They're all good. Piston rings are all good. Huh. What the heck is tapping in here? Well, let's get to dismantling. Maybe it's a self-tapping fastener. Like a self-sealing stem bolt. We're going to remove these spark plugs. Something in here is making noise, and I will dismantle the entire engine to find it. It's not that. Pistons are okay. Huh. Alright, we're gonna keep going. The starter off. Could also be something in the gearbox. Damn, I'm gonna dismantle this whole damn engine. That's gotta come out. Let's take the tire off. Axle comes out. The other tire. The other drive axle. And we'll take out the drive shaft. You gotta work the shaft. Take off the gearbox. There it is. It's the clutch release bearing. Look at that. Where's Lucid when you need him? I know, right? Clutch release bearing. He blew an O-ring! Gross! Let's throw the gearbox back on there. Luckily, I only dismantled half the engine, right? Let's say that's luck. Throw that drive shaft back in there. Now we can put the tire back on. That was the last thing missing. And did you see that? Zill got it. By the way, he hasn't done that since he's got here. That's good. That's really good. Maybe it was the grass down here giving him problems. Throw the starter back in there, put the alternator back on. Alright, now let's get to rebuilding the engine. I know what an O-ring is. Put the radiator back in, and the fan up front. Yeah, you're missing it, Amy. I just had to dismantle this engine. And you missed my bigger garage from last night? Like 20 minutes after you went to bed, I upgraded my garage. Just to spite you. I was like, ha ha ha, she's not here. Do it now. Okay, all that's back together. Boo! Put the engine head back on. Let's put the ignition coils back in. Reinstall the fuel rail. Back up front. Put the intake manifold back, or the exhaust manifold, sorry. I just did the intake manifold. Whoops! Let's put the turbocharger back in. Gotta be reattached from underneath the car. Hey, what's up, Kalu? How are you? This car probably doesn't have any oil in it now. It's green instead of this ugly brown that we have down here. Alright, how am I looking? Yeah, let's look at that. Brake performance, tapping sounds. Awesome. All done. Actually, hold on. Do I have oil in here? I do. What am I worried about? Get out of here, car. Alright, cool. Let's hook that. Alright, you get on the lifter. Get another car in here. Grinding and shaking from the gearbox. Wow. Car is loud, gearbox faults. Let's take that one. Can I fix any of this? No. Alright. Now we're back to this guy who goes off-roading a lot. He brought his car back in. Okay. Rear right door window, front right door window, right body window A, right side mirror. And that was a Grand, what? Olsen Grand Club. So all the body, here we go. Olsen Grand Club. All the right side glass, basically. Front right door window. Rear left. Rear right. Right body window. And right side mirror. Okay. Go over here. Assemble. Let's put the side mirror on. That window. The body window. And the rear door window. Okay. That stuff's done. Alright. Needs new tires. But he also said I did other stuff. He was very specific. Oh my god, the suspension. The suspension. Hold on. Hey, a calendar. A radiator. Oh my god. He said the car's lighter. It's literally missing a radiator. Oh my god. Bro. Now I gotta figure out what kind of radiator goes on this car. This guy's always bringing this car in here, just completely missing parts. Radiator... crap. Let me buy an A, because a lot of cars use A. So even if it's not a radiator A... Radiator A, okay. Radiator fan housing. He doesn't have that either. What did you do to your car, dude? Radiator fan housing. Radiator fan housing fan. Just the whole radiator and fan system just gone. Alright, that's reinstalled. Jesus, dude. Okay, now it'll let me take it out on the test track. Taking an SUV and going off-roading with it, but damn. If you're going to do this much damage to your car off-roading, you need to learn how to fix some of the parts yourself. Or at least know how to bring the car to me and tell me exactly what's wrong, like, I don't have a radiator. Wow. There's some significant damage. Let's hit it with some other tests here. See if he jacked anything up inside the engine. Not enough. He's got 2 brand new catalytic converters. They're not hurting. Examined 0 parts. Awesome. So the tread tester just doesn't work. Although he said he needs new tires, so we're definitely gonna just do that. Because whether he needs them or not, he's gonna want them. I actually really enjoy these story vehicles. It's kind of neat. You get to know like these regulars that continually bring their car back. So like when this guy just brings his car in, I'm like, all right, what parts are missing? I don't even have to. You get to the point where you don't even care. You're just like, hey man, what's up? What'd you break now? Oh, that's right. I have to take off these leaf springs. Whoops. I'll go over there. Alright. The rest of that looks okay enough. In theory. Well, if your theory doesn't pan out, man, I'll stream something tomorrow, and then we'll make sure your theory pans out tomorrow. I know. So demanding. You want me to play a game I really want to play tomorrow as well? What the hell? I don't think this is going to work out, Cappy.
Yeah.
We're going to have a long, hard talk about our relationship. Giggity! The talk is going to need to be long and hard. Yeah, damn it, Kane. You're going to ruin my marriage. Making my wife force me to play games I want to play. What a jerk. Oh no! He says. The agony. Let's take out these bushings. Long and hard. The total opposite of me. Oh, that's sad. Yep. Okay. okay. I should say hello.
Yeah.
Feels small and flaccid.
Your mom's still there?
Hi, Mom. My mom's a nurse. Oh my God, Matt. Hey, look, his oil pan's still here. That didn't fall off again. Oh my God. My mom knows internet acronyms that I don't.
Like what?
SMH?
Shaking my head.
Shaking my head. Why didn't I know that? God, I'm an idiot. No. Alright, so I've got all those things. Let's... Man, I'm going to need to get more of these little notepads. Probably jack one from work.
Black, that's how you got that one.
I know. Alright. You are not hip on the interwebs? No, I'm not. You could just say I'm not hip. That covers it. Front suspension crossmember C. One of those. Front steering knuckle C. Bottom suspension arm. No letter? Nope. Okay, outer tie rod. Front axle knuckle cover. I do think this is faster writing it down. That's why I can't wait for the in-game thing to start working, the in-game list. Front drive axle A. Oh yeah, dude, beverage time. You're like cool and stuff. Rubber bushing. Two of those. Front steering knuckle C. Need a second one of that. Bottom suspension arm. I need another one of those. I need another outer tie rod. I need an inner tie rod. Front axle knuckle cover. Need another one of those. Front drive axle A. I need another one of those. Rear axle knuckle housing C. Ugh. Rear axle knuckle housing C. Yeah. Wheel hub 3.
You know what we should get you for this instead?
What's that?
We should get you a little whiteboard that's like this big. And then you can write it and then erase it and write it and erase it so you're not wasting paper.
Oh yeah, that's true. Do they make felt tip like dry erase markers that are thin?
Thinner than the ones we have.
Yeah, that would work. Because then I could get like an 8.5 by 11 dry erase board probably and write it all down on there.
Yeah.
That would be super useful.
And it would come in handy with all your games.
You got like smart ideas and stuff.
I have decent ideas sometimes. I'll look into it for you, love.
Thank you.
No problem.
What's everybody talking about? What are you drinking? Dr. B. It's like a generic Dr. Pepper. Yeah, it is like a Mr. Pibb, but then he would go, "What's Mr. Pibb?" And I would go, "It's kind of like Dr. Pepper."
Okay, fair enough. I thought you were talking to an American.
Nah,
Nabs Kane.
just Kane. U-bolt. Need 2 of those. Rubber bushing, I need another one of those. Rear shock absorber B. Skid, I don't think we can be friends anymore, man. Yeah, he said Mr. Pibb is not like Dr. Pepper. Okay, I can get on that train. They're not the same. But then he said Mr. Pibb is awful. Solid control arm, I need another one of those. Rear knuckle housing C, need another one of those.
Boobies. There you go.
Oh yeah. Boobies, where?
None, there were none, I lied.
She was lying. It's a good way to get my attention, though.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah, works every time. That's what the dragon says. You're not wrong. Okay. So here's the thing, Skid. Mr. Pibb had a big change because technically there is no such thing as Mr. Pibb anymore. It's now called Pibb Extra. And the problem I have is in my city, we actually have a Coca-Cola bottling and distribution plant in my town. And Dr. Pepper does not have a bottling and distribution plant in my town. So Dr. Pepper called Coca-Cola and said, "Hey, will you distribute Dr. Pepper where you distribute Coke?" And Coca-Cola said, "Yeah, because it's Texas, and Dr. Pepper is really big in Texas." So Coca-Cola's like, "Yeah, sure, we'll do it." And they said, "Well, the only stipulation is you can't distribute Pibb Extra." And so it's hard to get Pibb Extra in my city. They have to import it from a different distribution plant like 3 hours away. Mom says, "I would get your dad's attention by saying, 'I'm pregnant.'" Wow. God, I bet he would be like, "What?"
Like, hey, you want anything to drink? I thought I would just ask before I got up, like that was the extent of it.
Yeah. "Hey, I'm pregnant." "What?" "I'm gonna go out and grab some food. Do you want something?" What the fuck? That's hilarious. Front suspension crossmember C. Front steering knuckle C. I need 2 of those. Bottom suspension arm 2. Outer tie rod 2. Front axle knuckle cover. Do I have any of those already? I think I do. Front axle knuckle cover, I have 1. And I need 2. So I just need to buy 1. Okay, front drive axle A. Drive axle A. 2 of those. I'll see you later, Zill. Have a good one, man. Rubber bushing, I need 3 of those. Inner tie rod, I need 1. Rear axle knuckle housing C. Knuckle housing C. 2 of those. Wheel hub 3. 2. Solid axle control arm. 2 of those. Leaf spring plates. Spring plate, I need 2. The bolts, I need 4. And rear shock absorber B, 2. Okay. Alright, let's start piecing this thing back together. Is that all the parts? It appears to be all the parts. Nope. Rear shock absorber B. Let's put the new control arm on. This guy just destroys his truck. Oh wait. He needs new tires. I forgot. Glad I remembered before I slapped the tire on there, though. I think Amy either left or passed out. Possibly. Passed out from exhaustion, I mean, not like...
Well, yeah, I know that. Time differences.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. My sister sent me a text. Her area had a blackout. Oh, that sucks. I hope it's not hot there, because I cannot go back to sleep when it's hot, dude. Like, I will just die. Just lay in the bed and sweat all night. That sucks. And not sweat in a good way, you know? Yeah, exactly. That's... Yeah. Because here, it's like 95 degrees Fahrenheit at like 11:30 at night. It's just so damn hot. You're just like, I just want to sit in the tub, put my head on the toilet. Let me convert to Celsius. Yeah, like, I would say it's not uncommon for it to be 90 degrees Fahrenheit at like 11:30 or midnight. Yeah, I think it's 32 Celsius. Like in the middle of the night. You just try. I just want to go to sleep. I can't stop sweating my balls off. That back in there. Slap that caliper back on. Now we're just down to tires, right? Good. He wanted new tires. Let's sell all this junk just so it's out of my inventory. Okay, what kind of tires does he need? 245, 45, R20. The 20 is the rim. I guess that's R20, rim 20-inch. Currently, where he is currently 82 degrees Fahrenheit at night with a lot of humidity. You don't know what a lot, well, you're in Denmark. You probably know what a lot of humidity is. 82.4 degrees at night would be considered a decent night here. A lot of humidity. I can't remember the last time we were below, I don't know, like 97% humidity. I don't know. It's always, like, if it's on the news, they're just talking about, like, 98, 99% humidity. They never talk about anything lower than that. But then I live literally, like, 2 miles from the ocean. But I mean, in Denmark, I guess you kind of have to live within a short distance of the ocean as well. Yeah, to put it into an example, when my drive to work in the morning, I drive about 1.5 miles to a street called Ocean, and it is against the ocean, and then I follow that road for like 20 miles until I get to the to my office, and then I drive about 1 mile inland from the street called Ocean. Okay, off-road tire B. He said he didn't have off-road tires. Whatever. Alright, width 245. It's a very wide tire. And then size 20. Size 20, 245, profile 45. $3,000 worth of tires. Damn. Denmark is not a warm country. Not surprised. That's as hot as nights get. Okay, 82.4 is considered a pretty good night in Texas. At least in the part of Texas I live at. Today when I was driving around, the thermometer in the car said 102 degrees Fahrenheit at like 2 in the afternoon.
38.8, so like 39 degrees.
Yeah, so basically 39°C. That was hot. It was really hot. Our top summer day in the middle of the day is about 35°C, which is 95 Celsius, and that's considered a high. Yeah, 100 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 38 degrees Celsius, is considered average. Yeah, that's the one upside, is our winters here don't get that cold. I think in the last roughly 20 years, it's snowed twice. And the snow, the longest the snow stayed on the ground was like 3 days. Yeah, we're not talking a lot of snow. We're talking like 6 inches at the heaviest. And that's only in certain areas of the city. Other areas of the city won't have any. It goes to -40 at times. Yeah, no thanks. And he doesn't mean Celsius. So -40 Fahrenheit. I slept outside in a in a canvas tent in a -4 degrees Fahrenheit once. It didn't snow because there was no rain or anything, but that was really cold. Just being in a sleeping bag, sitting outside in a tent, was not a pleasant experience. Woke up and couldn't feel my feet. That was awesome. Took like 4 hours before I actually started getting feeling back in my feet. Okay, are you happy with your car? You're killing me, Smalls. An inner tie rod and a rubber bushing. Well, there's the inner tie rod it doesn't like. And there's the rubber bushing. At least they're right here. Take that tire off. Put Take off the outer tie rod and the inner tie rod. And then a single rubber bushing. Not too bad. And I don't have either of those components for replacement. Probably just forgot to write those down properly. Most likely that's the cause. A new rubber bushing. Put a new inner tie rod in. How do you like me now? Cool, he's gone. Can I fix either of those? Negative. Here, oh. Alright, I am the victim of a defect. The manufacturer says it's my fault because the ABS pump failed. The brakes jammed and it happened somehow. The car slid and is a little scraped up, but the important thing is I'm fine. Make general reconnaissance of the damage and repair any broken components. After the brakes, I think that it will be useful to replace the steering wheel and an airbag. Ooh, I haven't done that. That's internal stuff. Oh my god. Yeah, alright, that's some significant damage. Alright. Cool. And it's not even 8 o'clock. Awesome. Okay. What did this car need? Significant stuff. Car is loud. Gearbox faults. Let's do this one first. Where's my gearbox on this one? Back there. Starter is also accessed from under the car. Awesome. Let's get this thing up. Knocking from the suspension, body parts, running gear faults. Okay. You gotta be up as well. Okay. Let's take the starter off of there. And we're gonna have to remove that drive shaft. Hello? Let's zoom over to that. Wow, one of these days I'll... Drive shaft, there we go. Okay. Excuse me. That is a giant transmission. Flywheel doesn't look so bad. The car is loud, but it says it's fixed and the parts are not discovered. That's weird. Looks like it's that. Middle muffler, yeah. Awesome. So let's go take care of that. Exhaust. Middle muffler, we need one of those. Clutch, I need one of each of those. And I need a gearbox. I don't know which one. Huh. Well, let's look it up. V8 OHV. Would not have guessed that one. Okay. V8 OHV. It's a $900 transmission. Are they okay with that? They are okay with that. That's weird. But alright, whatever. We'll save the other one for another vehicle. Other cars need middle mufflers too, right? Mindy Herd! Shut down everything. We're gonna turn into Madagascar. Oh, the starter's mission. That's kind of useful. Try that. Hey! I almost leveled, too. What was wrong with you? Oh my god. Everything ever. It's quite literally like all the parts on that car are broke. Alright. Fix the body parts. Oh, that's something they said they did, is they added license plates to the list of body parts.
Oh, good.
So that you can find them. Because apparently there was a lot of, obviously, there were a lot of complaints about that. People going, I can't find what I need. Looks like I must postpone my secret plan for tomorrow. Alright, Dragon. Well, then we will see it tomorrow. Alright. Body parts, front left fender. Right headlight. Left tail light. And front right door window. Front right door window.
It looked, and they most definitely have the whiteboard.
Small pins. Cool. Knocking from the suspension. Repair all running gear faults. Running gear is, if I remember from 2015, that is transmission and timing. Both. I could be wrong. But let's do body parts first, actually, because that's... body. I always forget to look at what kind of vehicle it is. Chieftain Bandit. Alright. Front left fender. Right headlight, left tail light. And front right door window. Front left door, front right door. Oh. Maybe I need to get the tablet. Which right headlight? Left tail light. Front left fender. Okay. Body parts are done. Knocking from the suspension. Running gear faults. Let's see what the suspension is up to. Words. That wasn't so bad. Okay. Mostly in the front. See you later, Kalu. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, there's some bearings. There's our bushings, I mean. I think at this point it's probably just faster for me to disassemble it and find all the problems through disassembly. That stuff looks okay. The leaf springs and the U-bolts look good. Let's head up front. See what's messed up over here. A lot of stuff. Man. There is some damage. Really? Okay. You really helped me with that, by the way. Reading off the numbers for stuff like that. Yeah, because then I can speed through disassembly, and you can go, there it is! That's everything. Awesome. Oh, I leveled. I need a toolbox. I think so, yeah. What's that, by the way? Unlocks pressure test. I thought I had a pressure test. Compressor. This is pressure. Ah. God, that's actually really useful. Alright, yeah, let's get the tablet. Because then I can do this. I have to walk over to the computer every time. So if they could just add to lists, that would be super useful. It only highlights it on the vehicle, unfortunately. So it helps me if for some reason I put a part on the car and it still doesn't like it, it'll now list it, and then I can put a star and then go find the exact rubber bearing that it's complaining about, or rubber bushing, but
We can always go tomorrow and pick you up, but they need.
small rubber bushing, one of those, rubber bushing, 2 of those, sway bar front end link B, front steering knuckle C, bottom suspension arm, another rubber bushing, front spring, upper suspension arm, another rubber bushing, a steering rack. Alright, another front spring, double wishbone shock absorber, wheel hub bearing, and front shock absorber cap. Okay. It's not that big of a list. Lower suspension arm. I did not need one of those. Nor a middle muffler. Okay. Small, I need 1. Regular one, I need 4. And link B. Front steering knuckle C. Front steering knuckle C. Double wishbone. Wheel hub bearing. And a front shock absorber cap. Okay. So, that one's busted. Let's take that apart. Cool. Let's do the rear stuff first. Bruh. Okay. Excellent. Put the steering rack in. Put these bushings. Tie rod. Another bushing. Excellent. It's all coming right back together. Alright, let's get that car out of here. Bye! Awesome. You're the story vehicle. So we'll go ahead and put you on the lifter. Let's get 2 more in here. Poor brake performance. That's an easy one. Gearbox controller. Oh, the gearbox one went away. Boo! Replace all filters, repair all engine faults. Suspension is rattling loud when accelerating. That's cool. We'll take that too. Oh my gosh. You've got other problems, lady. Right headlight and the front bumper for a category. See, front bumper and the right headlight. Go ahead and fix that. Okay. Just also has a basic license plate. Need to get one of those. Basic. Okay, now we don't have to worry about that. Alright. I need to check the brakes, and I need to check like suspension and all kinds of stuff. And then she wants an oil change. Unsurprisingly. You have problems that are not related to brakes, lady. We're just gonna... Oh my god. Oh my god. Your car is just completely destroyed, lady. She's got some serious other problems. Let's take the starter off of there. Starter's trashed. That alternator looks dead. Oh my god, there's so much stuff here. Water pump. Alright, hold on. Let's do some testing here. There's got to be other things. Look at the tires are wrecked. I like how she said, I was a victim. And I'm like, you haven't been taking care of your vehicle is what the problem is. Oh my god. All her spark plugs are dead. Ignition wires, the ABS module. Good lord. Alright, let's take your engine head off. Here's the ABS module. That's got to come out. pump. Oh my god. Oh. Oh. So much is broken. This is one of those situations where after you fix everything on the car, you pull it all off to the side so that you can show her later. Because you just know she's going to come back and say, this is way too expensive. Not all this stuff needed to be replaced. And you're like, oh yeah? Here's all the stuff. Have you ever had oil in your car? Your spark plugs are all dead. That's okay. Our throttle's okay. Alright, everything else has got to be with the vehicle up. I don't even want to know the percentages on these. Oh, Jesus. I'll take the oil filter off. Take off the front exhaust. Caliper comes off of there. Drive shaft's got to come out of there so that I can take off the gearbox because that's trashed. Yeah, there's no way that a faulty ABS module can cause all this damage. Oh. Okay, what are we looking at parts list wise? Still missing some damaged parts. Those are probably bushings if I had to guess. They don't look that bad. Oh, there's the oil pan. This front suspension crossmember probably has to be replaced. Oh, no, not so much. Alright, let's drain the oil. There's basically no oil in there. Alright, that's gotta come off. Oh my god, some of her pistons are just destroyed. All four of them. Alright. Rod cap. Yep, gotta dismantle the whole engine. Hey, there's a bushing there that needs to be replaced. And there. Watch that be the whole list. Damn it, it is the whole list. So I didn't need to do these pistons at all. They look destroyed. Alright, whatever. Apparently 64% is good enough. Okay. Okay, can't fix any of those. Alright, two rubber bushings and an oil pan I4. Oil pan I4. Apparently 3 rubber bushings. Unless I just sold something I didn't need to. And then LOL. Flywheel, and then the clutch pressure plate and release ring. Gearbox I4 and front exhaust section. I4 front exhaust section. Vented disc, a pad. Wait, 2 venteds, 2 pads, 2 calipers. Two vented, 2 pads, 2 calipers. Pad, pad, caliper, caliper, vented, vented. 4 spark plugs and an oil filter I4. I keep doing that. Oil filter I4. camshaft I-4 sock and ignition wires I-4 sock. Camshaft, ignition wires. There was a cam gear that I needed. Cam gear, ignition wires, camshaft, belt tensioner, ABS module, and ABS pump. Tensioner, ABS pump and module. Wow. Okay. Water pump I-4, serpentine belt, I-4 sock. Alternator, starter, exhaust manifold cover. Alternator, starter, okay, serpentine belt A, exhaust manifold, I-4 sock, and radiator A. Forgot what the other thing was. Exhaust manifold, I-4 sock. Okay. Fan housing B, B fan 1 and 2. And then I can't remember if the rest of those parts were the previous car, because I don't think I sold it off. But let's reassemble what we can. And that'll at least tell me what's left. Put the ABS pump in and the module. Oh, can't reattach that from up here. Engine head cover goes back on. Okay, alternator. Put the brand new one on of that. Water pump. Belt tensioner. Okay. Yo, what's up, Malik? How are you doing, sir? It needs to be on the lifter. Pretty okay. Awesome. Good to hear, dude. I'm doing alright, man. Playing an awesome game. Put that exhaust section back on so I don't forget that. The new oil filter. My drive shaft will get reinstalled. We'll do that. It's already in there. Thank you. More stuff accessible from the engine bay. Put a starter on it. New spark plugs. New wiring harness. Alright, I think that's everything up front. Let's lift that sucker back up. There was a bushing that I removed from the back of the car. I gotta go find where I pulled that off of. I thought. Oil pan, brake caliper, brake pads. Wait, it doesn't like these brake calipers I put on there? Also oil pan? Oh. Yeah, about that. I gotta reattach this stuff. Whoops! It's kind of important. You just try to start your engine with no oil and no oil pan and half the pistons not installed properly. That's gonna go over real good. There's the oil pan. Okay. Mark off the stuff you don't like. Oh, that's right. It's missing the tire. You also don't like that caliper? Apparently. I'll take off those brake pads. I don't know if those are included. You don't like that caliper either. What, in the rear of the car? Those you don't seem to have a problem with. Okay. Need 2 more calipers. That's a mess. You getting sleepy?
I don't know why.
I don't know why either. Alright, so a standard tire, 45 R16, and it's just called standard tire. Standard tire. Thank you. You're the best. Typical. I don't think those are the right tires. Well, there's the size I need, but when I go to the shop, I can't get that size. Standard tire. Size is 16. Width is 205. Profile is 45. I can't go below 50. Huh. What? That doesn't seem right. Well, here, let's do some reassembly real quick. That's interesting. Change oil, drain, and refill with new. All I have left are tires, so let's go ahead and do the oil. That way, once I figure out the tire situation, the car will be done. Awesome. Okay, oil's done. $205.45 R16. 205.45 R16 on a Rim Classic 16. Yeah. That's weird. Not for the size, at least. Alright, let's try this. Let's just go to 205. 16. Let me buy one of those. So it's 50 instead of 45. Alright, whatever. Maybe they just don't sell that size tire anymore. Maybe it's one of those things where it's like, well, manufacturer tires are different sizes. Let's see if it'll let me put it on the car. Okay. Yeah, it's fine with that. That's weird. I feel like a car mechanic made this game. I certainly hope the people that made this game knew something about mechanicking cars. Mechanizing cars. I don't know. Fixing vehicles. Alright, lady. Your car's good to go. $14,000. Come and get it. Alright, that was story car. Oh my God. That sounds hilarious. I gotta wait for Cappy to get back for this. Hey, Cappy.
Yes.
I got the new story car. Hello. I went on a business trip for 2 weeks and lent the car to my husband. That was a mistake. Find out what happened for yourself. I don't have time to get into the details. I'm in a hurry to get to the lawyer to file divorce papers. I'll come back when everything's ready.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah! She's pissed.
Maybe he had sex with young girls in that car, and that's why she's so mad.
It is a very pink car. I don't know, from the outside it looks okay. There's some... Oh my god. Okay, there's some significant engine damage. Like, it looks like the head and the block is jacked. Hold on. She must be a Mary Kay dealer.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very viable possibility. Okay, that came through okay. Okay, all the ignition coils and spark plugs are dead. The starter and the throttle are destroyed. So he did some significant engine damage to this car. Alright. Loud when accelerating, engine faults, replace all filters. Oh, dude.
I got myself one, so.
Wow. Some of these cars just have, like, everything wrong with them in the world. That is a cool looking truck, though. Alright, so let's just take apart the entire exhaust system. Whoops. Yo, what's up, Dragon? You must go. Your people need you. Alright, man. Have a good one, dude. We'll see you tomorrow. Alright, he said his suspension rattles badly. I've already taken off some parts that were obviously damaged. We also need some brake work. Hey, he left me with the Mindy herd. Awesome. You can't, Mindy. All you have to do is subscribe, bro. Then you can Mindy all night long. Oil filter off. I have no cash monies. Oh, that's kind of a hindrance. Yep. It's fine. We already did it. Yep. There's some definite damage on these. 54%. I don't know either. The plate. Okay. Well, you're also subscribed too, Skid. Skid's like, I can Mindy anytime. I'm the artist. That's true. Yeah, there's still Mindy. Okay. Alright, so now I need the engine faults. Repair with minimum part condition 48%.
Those 50% are fine.
Yep. That engine head looks bad. 27%. Oh my god, it's all the rocker arms and the rocker pins. Oh my god, that's gonna take forever. This is going to take a while. Well, that carburetor looks like it needs to be replaced. All right, air filter cover comes off. Air filter comes out. 51%. That was better than I expected. Alright, so we got to take off all these rocker arms. Because I can't tell if they're bad enough. I can tell if the rocker pins are. The valve push rods, I can tell if they are. Like this push rod, that one needs to come out. 4%. Pretty sure this pin needs to come out. 23.
That one barely.
Let's just take out all these push rods. take the head off now. Thermostat can come out. I'm gonna have to dismantle this entire freaking engine. Hey, otters! It looks like some of the pistons are bad. I have to take off that arm. I'm just dismantling this whole truck. Jesus. Okay, I cannot open the engine block yet. Timing chain. Gear was at 51. Engine faults. We're still missing one part. Yep. What is that waiting on to get removed? Camshaft. Quite literally have to dismantle the entire engine. Damn. The labor, dude. Okay, hold on. Move that under there. Let's drain the oil out of this thing. Get that out of the way. Alright, oil pan's gotta come off. Oh my god. The next thing that's under 48%.
Everything so far is done.
Okay. Pull the pistons out from the top. Green apple. Oops, no. Engine block, please. Oh my god, dude. This guy's truck. Did you see they now make Jolly Rancher flavored Pop-Tarts? Yes. Does it look interesting to me? Not really. I don't think it would taste good. Maybe that's just me.
Well, your favorite's always been the brown cinnamon sugar or whatever.
Yeah. What about Pop-Tart flavored Jolly Ranchers? Gross! Look at that global parts condition, 3%. Okay. Air filter I6B and oil filter I6. Air filter I6B, oil filter I6. What else we got? Okay, middle muffler and front exhaust I6B. I have a middle muffler, don't I? Yes. So I need a front exhaust I6B. Piston with Conrad, timing chain, and ignition wires. Timing chain I6B and ignition wires I6B. Valve pushrod 2, engine head cover, and serpentine belt. Serpentine belt B, I6B. What was the other one? I got the ignition wires already. Oh. Ignition wire, serpentine belt, engine head cover, valve pushrod 2. Valve pushrod I6B, 2 of those. Alright, let's put some of his engine back together. Piston. There it is. Alright, engine head. Get a bunch of this stuff out of my inventory. What's up, Skid? A game just came out that I've been looking forward to a while, a story-rich walking simulator type game called Tacoma. I think I was following Tacoma on Steam. Maybe you might consider it. I don't know how long it is. Yeah, I'll look into it. Oh, I got the rods. I was like, why isn't this done? So if I streamed it, you wouldn't watch it anyway. Okay, I'll put the rocker arms back on there. Oh, okay. Anything else I can get at from here? Yes. Lots of stuff. The new alternator. That's not new at all. Cam gear. New timing chain. That's new. Let's put the cover back on. This game isn't as expensive as you thought it was. Yeah, it's 20 bucks. It's not too bad. They've already had like 5 or 6 patches for it, and they've already got more additional patches planned to fix some of the small bugs, which is good because there are still bugs. Oh, that's got to come off. All right, so that's about as much of the engine as I can put together, which is most of it, honestly. Put the exhaust back in, because this is all new. Okay. %. Makes it easier for me to navigate through my inventory, just putting parts of the car back together that don't need to be replaced. 60%. The front sway bar is 64. Those are both 49s, so that's high enough. Front steering knuckle. That needs to get put back on. Suspension arm. I'm confused, Skid. Is that what you think it is? Are you confused? was joking. Okay. Wait, what is Mask of Eternity? Did I watch that? I don't know. The name does not ring a bell. It was a fantasy adventure game. Still not ringing a bell. Is it that King's Quest game? Like King's Quest 9 or something? King's Quest. Okay, yeah. Well, if you had said King's Quest, I would have recognized it immediately then. It's the one with the jumping master of all time. The dude that can jump like 300 feet. Is good enough to go back on there. Drum cylinder 49%. Hey, that can go back on. Brake shoes. Brake drum is good enough. Let's come back over here. Can I put that leaf spring back on? Yes. What about the shock? No. The knuckle housing? Yes. Wheel hub? Yes. Solid drive axle? Yes. That thing can go back on. Brake shoes. Drum. Alright. Now we're just down to the few things that need to get replaced. I know I've replaced that. I've replaced that. Air filter was replaced. Ignition wires were replaced. The piston with Conrad was replaced. That got replaced. Not sure about the other stuff. Oil filter i6. Did I buy that? Yep. Oh, I bought the wrong Serpentine Belt B. I bought the Serpentine Belt B i6, and I needed the Serpentine Belt B i6B. That'll teach me.
I think it was the one you bought was really cheap, though.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Serpentine Belt B i16B. Yeah, it was 30 bucks. It's not the end of the world. Another car will come along.
Yeah, that one's a really common.
Middle muffler was replaced. That was replaced. This game sounds complicated. Well, I mean, yes. Yes and no. Let's put the new oil filter on. It's just as complicated as you know, fixing a car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
The game also kind of eases you into stuff. So when you start the game, it's not asking you to dismantle engines and stuff. It's just like, hey, this guy came in and wants an oil change. Change his oil. And that's all you do. And then you start getting other, like, slightly more complicated things, like, the brakes. He needs new brakes. Okay, well, we'll work on the brakes. Then you start getting issues like, oh, the exhaust is loud. Okay, well, let's replace the muffler. So it slowly, like, progressively takes you through more and more difficult things. It's not nearly as difficult as one would initially think. It's just intimidating because you're looking at something that you know basically nothing about. And it's like, fix it! Slap that belt on there. Get that fan back on. And I mean, obviously it shows you where all the pieces are supposed to go. You just tell it, hey, I want to start putting the car back together, and it'll highlight the next piece that you can physically connect. So like, I can put a tire on here. I'm waiting on that. But I mean, yeah, when I first started playing the game, I was kind of intimidated by it. I'm not gonna lie. It is a fun game once you get into it, yeah. Okay, so looks like I need a wheel hub bearing, an outer tie rod, wheel hub bearing, outer tie rod, and then one of each kind of the leaf items, the U-bolt and the plate. So there's the outer tie rod I bought, that one, that, and that. Okay, I bought new of all of that. Now I just need a sway bar front end link B and a rear shock absorber B. Sway bar, front end link B, rear shock absorber B. Okay, so now I've got all the parts I need. Just raise the car back up. Now we'll start throwing these parts back on it. Mount parts. And see, it highlights where all the parts go. So the bottom suspension arm goes there. So like, alright, that's what I want. I want that kind of bearing, that kind of bearing. Or bushing, sorry. We could put the outer tie rod on there. Screw that in. Here's that sway bar I just purchased. Slap that puppy on there. Double wishbone shock absorber. It's also convenient when you're dismantling parts because it'll tell you, hey, you can't take this part off yet because this other part is in the way. So like, for example, if I go into dismount mode, let's say I wanted to take out this piece right here. It's in yellow and it highlights the piece in red that needs to come out first. So I'd highlight this one. If you went so far as to do this, it would go, okay, steering rack, I have to take out this red piece. So I'd go over to this red one. Well, now I have to take out this first. So I'd come over to this one, take that off, take the other piece off. Then I could take off the steering rack. Except for the fact that for the steering rack, for example, there's another set of inner and outer tie rods on this end, and you have to take both sets off. So it's not really difficult, it's just like, as you start playing through the game, you start getting used to stuff, because you start seeing the same kind of vehicles come in, and you're like, oh yeah, I remember this. There's a thing right here, it caught me last time. Yeah, exactly. I always forget this one part right here. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It won't let you send the vehicle back to the person without all the parts. Or with missing a job. So if he gave you like 6 different things to fix and you only fix 5 of them, it'll be like, hey, you didn't fix this one thing they wanted. So the game is very good as far as helping you. I will, yes.
I mean, you
Yeah, it would have told me, but let's look at it. Okay, so replace all filters, that's done. Replace engine parts, those are all checked off. Suspension rattling, that's all done. Loud when accelerating, that's all done. Also, if you get to like engine faults and you see all these things here, and one has a red X, and it says like valve push rod 1, red X, and you're like, I don't know what that is. You can put a little star there, and it highlights it for you. See how there's that blue outline right there? That's where that item is. So I have to go and get that item. Obviously, I already did that. And then if I go like car status, all these things are green. Should be good, right? So I say finish order. No oil in the engine, cannot perform this action. Oh. Well, I gotta put oil in the car.
nice about that. I think that's actually long enough where I'm like, this isn't my kind of game, but it's not as intimidating as when you first started playing it.
Yeah, exactly.
When
Now,
I started playing it, I was like, nope.
there are what are called quote-unquote story cars, where the game has its own quote-unquote campaign mode. Like this, I think this is the campaign car.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the campaign car. They don't necessarily tell you exactly what's wrong with the car. They just give you a specific, like, my husband took it out, he screwed stuff up, figure out what's wrong. So you got to go into the vehicle and figure out what's wrong. The game gives you testing tools that you can unlock when you level up. So like I have an OBD scanner, a compression tester, an electronics meter, and a tire thread tester, but I've not unlocked the fuel pressure test yet. That comes at another level up. Speaking of which, I just leveled up. Yeah. Let's go look at the toolbox. Level 15. Yeah, I can either get 10% discount in shops, or I can get the fuel pressure test. I'm going to get that. So then I can come back over to this car and go... I got to get in the car first, actually. There we go. Test. Let me do a fuel pressure test. And this is testing a lot of internal components in engines. See, examined 0 parts. There are some things that don't work yet. Apparently the fuel pressure test is one of them. But that's what they're fixing in these patches, is a bunch of these little things that just don't work for some reason. And since I bought it, there's been like 3 patches, and it's only been like not even a week. Like 4 days. So eventually they'll get all this stuff fixed. Yeah. I really like the story cars feature because it's more of a challenge and they give you more experience. So like I only need like 670 experience or something like that to level up. And I bet you if I do this one car, I'll level again. There'll probably be enough in there. But you can also see visually, like, you can look at this intake manifold. It's supposed to be silver, and there's all this black crap on it. That's obviously damaged. I don't need to scan that to see. These fuel rails look destroyed, too. They're really, really rusty. So we'll take that off, and it says fuel rail 11%. That's obviously a problem. Take that one off, 9%. Intake manifold can't come off yet, because I have to remove the throttle. Might as well take off the fuel filter while I'm there. Okay, that's all removed. Starter accessible from under the car. Gearbox accessible from under the car. Wasn't there... Spark plugs. Okay. Spark plugs and ignition coils need to come out of there. Those are under here just from experience. Pop out all these ignition coils and spark plugs. Malik, man, I'm sorry. I'm not dropping any frames. So if you're buffering and freezing, it's kind of on your end.
He was having trouble yesterday too. I didn't have a problem. So.
Well, I will say, it's not that I'm not dropping frames. I've dropped 0.9 frames in like 3.5 hours. So that's very little. All those spark plugs are dead. Yeah, it does kind of look like a victim of Super Mario Sunshine paint. Alright, so all those have been removed. Fuel filter has been removed. Ignition coils, the starter, the throttle. There's a whole bunch of other parts that are just unknown. Let's lift the car up. Please don't crush the hood. Alright, cool, that worked. Alright, so that gearbox has to come off, but so does the starter. We're going to pull that off. And so does the drive shaft. And while I will say that this game does not really make you any smarter with how to fix cars, it certainly doesn't hurt to know when you're having a particular kind of problem what might be the issue, because then you can just take it to your mechanic and go, the car won't start. I don't know if it's the alternator or the battery or the starter or the fuel pump. Alright, there's all that stuff. Plus, if you take your car in somewhere and you say, my car wouldn't start, and they go, oh, it was your, you know, it was this thing over here that has nothing to do with starting your car. It was your, you know, your wheel hub bearing. I needed to replace your wheel hub bearing and now your car starts. You're like, no. Cars don't work that way. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Fuel pump's dead. Fuel tank is destroyed. Holy God. Her husband just destroyed her car. No wonder she's pissed. Oh, there's still parts missing. Or parts not discovered. Did I run the compression test? I don't remember.
You only ran the very new test you got that said, oh, we can't find anything. 0 parts.
Okay, piston rings and piston Conrads, those are good. Everything else looks okay. I don't... All the bushings I could see looked alright. I think what I'm going to do is replace the parts I have now and then take the car out onto the test track and see what else it comes up with. The tires don't look too bad. No, the tires look okay. Alright, so let's do some ordering here. Fuel tank, fuel pump, flywheel. Fuel pump, fuel tank. I needed the filter as well. Flywheel. Pump, tank, flywheel. Fuel filter was up here somewhere. Fuel filter. Okay, gearbox V8, and then the clutch, 2 clutch parts, but not the plate. Gearbox V8. Yeah, 1500. Clutch, pressure plate, and the bearing. see, how many spark plugs do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ignition coils. So 8 ignition coils and 6 plugs. Yeah, I don't know what he did in this car either. Alright. So I have a starter V8, throttle V8, manifold V8. Starter V8, throttle V8, manifold V8. Alright, fuel rail DI, 2 of them, and an oil filter V8. Fuel rail DI, 2 of those. Oil filter V8.
I think if you did that much damage to our car before I took it to the shop, I might run you over.
I can't say I would blame you. If I did that much damage to our car, yeah, I would just sit wherever I was, where I totaled the car, and cry. I'd be like, well, I'm getting a divorce now.
I mean, if you did it accidentally, sure, but say like you...
If I went out joyriding,
Right. Like, I'm gonna take the car off-roading just for fun. That's different than just, I was in an accident.
yeah. If I got hit by another car, obviously, it's not my fault. Let's put the new fuel filter on. Put the...
I didn't qualify it for my own.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, we'll put the starter back in. Oh, drive shaft kind of needs to go back in. That's kind of important. If you want the rear wheels to work, you kind of need that. Being that it's rear wheel drive, it's kind of important. Alright, let's drop the car back down. Put the intake manifold in. The fuel rails go back. Throttle. Fuel filter. Spark plugs are a little important. Here and put these in. It is a pretty nice looking car.
Oh, I was just thinking that in my head.
Oh wait.
The cars like this, the story mode cars, are always really pretty.
There's a problem. The air filter. just a generic air filter too. Pop a new one in there. Put the cover back on. Where's your dipstick? There it is. Okay, we got good oil. Can I take you on the road? Ecos Cobra? That's what it looked like, I think. Damn, that thing went. I want to go joyriding in this thing, dude. Look at it. Oh, way past. All right. Yeah, so whatever this guy did to the car destroyed the engine, the gearbox, the air filter, the starting mechanism, but apparently didn't destroy the tires. Is it possible to crash while test driving? I've never tried, but I'm assuming yes. Okay, so all that seems okay. Something else is still wrong with this car. There's a spark plug there. It's not happy with one of the spark plugs I put back in. It's this one. 89%. You didn't like an 89% spark plug.
I wanted everything to be 100%.
Oh, well, yeah, story cars do.
I thought you bought the right amount, but you might have sold a 100%.
I might have. That's absolutely possible.
Or you replaced it, because I might have just been unhappy with that specific one.
I may have taken the 89% spark plug out of a different slot and installed it in that one, and it doesn't like that. Okay. So it's happy with that now. God, there's still stuff wrong with it though.
You've run all your tests?
Yeah. That's all good. That's good. I have to dismantle. Usually I have to dismantle them.
Well, I mean, like, you used to before, like, highlight some of them.
Yeah, some I can. Just eyeball them. Problem with these is you also get, whoa, you also get, they're at like 84% and it still shows up green.
And it doesn't put it on the manifold list as being needing replaced when you do that?
It might, actually. I didn't think of that. You see some of them check by taking off the car. Why are some parts highlighted in red? If I want to remove a part, Like, if I wanted to take off this timing cover, which is this giant V-shaped gray thing in the back there, everything highlighted in red is stuff that is directly connected to that. Those things have to come off first. So, for example, this big wheel at the bottom needs to come off. But if I highlight that one, it says both of these belts need to come off first. So I go to the belt. Now it says this pulley over here needs to come off first. So if I had to take that whole V-shaped metal piece off, I'd have to take off all these pulleys, all these belts, the two headers at the top, just to pull that plate off. And then behind the plate, everything looks good. Well, then there you go. You know what sucks?
You think you need to?
I think I might need to. Crap. Okay, so, for example, I think I need to take this off now that I'm thinking about it. So, I'm going to have to take all this stuff out. Because I have to take this red header off. I can leave the spark plugs in, though. Yep, that belt is bad. And that camshaft is bad. Haha, I'm glad I looked there. Alright, so I gotta take out these ignition coils. I might take off the head cover. I just remembered timing parts are really, really finicky. Yep, there's a gear, a belt, a cam... Oh. Alright, so now I gotta take out all of this. So that idle roller's gotta come out. This belt tensioner's gotta come out. Now I can take that belt off. And that belt. And pull off that. So your question kind of helped me fix the car? Yeah, kinda. I'm glad I was standing over here. If I was at like the rear suspension, I would have just showed you something back there that worked like that, but once I started thinking about it, I was like, oh, I didn't check the timing parts. Those are pretty common to get torn up, especially if you're ripping down the highway at like 170 kilometers an hour. Alright, so now I can take this timing cover off after removing all that other stuff. Now that can come off. Alright, so that belt has to come off first, then that belt can come off, that gear, that gear. I gotta take this gear off so I can get that camshaft out. That camshaft has to come out. How are we looking for parts now? Hey, that's the whole list. Okay, cool. So, whoops, inventory is what I want. 2 timing belt V8s, 2 cam gears, 2 camshaft V8. Timing belt V8s, 2 of those. Cam gears, 2 of those. Camshaft V8, 2 of those. Camshaft. That's it. So now I can reassemble. Let's put a new camshaft in there. New gear. New camshaft over here. And a new gear. Put the old gear back on there. Cam gear.
It is, yeah.
Damn.
I'm glad I remembered that. Because then you would have had to take all that out.
They need to figure out how to, like, make that not happen anymore.
Well, at least I paid attention to that one specific one. I don't know why. Because it said it was 99 and my brain went, that one's 99.
Still doesn't like it.
Oh, now it wants 100.
Now it wants 100.
Did you highlight it to make sure that's the one? I mean, highlighted the
Oh wait.
the star.
Yeah, I see. I know what you mean.
Yep. It doesn't like it. That was 99%. So now it wants a new one for some reason.
That's dumb.
I agree, because that was the old one for sure.
Let's get another cam gear. It's off by 1%. You little turd.
Yeah, but I know you took that car.
Now it's not grumpy. Nope, now it likes it. Alright, I'll put a new timing belt on. New timing belt on over here. Alright, I'll slap the timing cover back on there. Alright, now we'll put the crankshaft pulley, water pump, pulley. Let's put these idle rollers back in. That belt goes on. That belt goes on. There's a roller there. Put the belt tensioner back on. Alright, now we can start doing the head covers again. Remember when I had to repair these in the other game? When I didn't have the speed screwing feature enabled and it took forever to unscrew every single one of these damn screws. Oh, it did suck. Over here, we'll put this head back on. You also have these headers are sold separately. There's header A and header B because this one has the oil spout on it. So if you order the wrong one,
It's probably a way more costly than you have, what, 71, almost 72 grand?
yeah, this is less of a problem for me now. Alright, green checks all the way through there, and new oil. I can't remember if I drained the oil, so let's drain it just in case. I think you're right. We're going to drain that. Okay, lower you back down. Man, draining the oil is insanely so much easier in this version. It's like, thank you. Thank you, Red Dot, for changing that. So much easier now. Okay. Whatever online store you use in this game is fantastic shipping times.
Right?
I just picture it's like My Mechanic. When My Mechanic order parts, he calls around town and finds somebody in town that has it, and then goes and gets it from them instead. Whoo-wee! God dang. Alright.
So old parts you don't use anymore.
I'm gonna.
Also,
Royal Bianchi. Yeah, I'm gonna stop. Hey there, it's me again. I need your help once more. My career as a street racer is developing very quickly. I made some money from videos on the internet, and I can tweak my my beast a little. Recently, accelerating from the lights has become even more difficult and is generally less comfortable for me. Vamp me up some and check everything. The frick is he talking about? But all right, I'll take the new story vehicle. We're gonna work on these cars next, though. Alright, let's sell all this broken junk. fix any of that? Do random requests to fix cars come in while you're working on other cars? Yes. Do you have time limits to finish the cars? No. So, for example, I'm going to sell that, and that, and that, because they're not 100%. So, like, this phone icon, see how these cars have 28 seconds left? That's how long I have to accept this job. So some jobs will come and go. The blue ones, when I was in here earlier, and there was the one that was blue, that was this car here, that's a story car. It doesn't go away. But there's also no time limit on finishing a car once you start it. It's just on picking the car as it's coming in. So like that is just loud when accelerating. Take order. That'll be an easy fix. It's just exhaust problems. Did I level? I didn't. Okay. My next big upgrade is at 20. 150% faster screwing and unscrewing? That's a no-brainer. Faster part examination. Instantly examine 20 parts. Okay. And then eventually at level 30, I'll be able to add another lifter, a paint shop, a dyno. Awesome. Anyway, but yeah, that's going to be it for me for today. They should make DLC called Truck Mechanic Simulator when you repair and refuel big rigs. Man, I wish. That would be awesome. I would be all over that. That's something Euro Truck Simulator or American Truck Simulator should add in, is manually repairing your own truck. Like this. Anyway, thank you guys for coming and hanging out. That'll be it for me for today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, Mom.